What's up, guys? Alpine Grillman again here with some more World of Tanks. I know it's been a very long time since I last put up a video, but stuff's been pretty hectic lately, and I really haven't been playing a lot of tanks until recently. So this is one of the first games this is one of the first days back I've had in a while. So we're in my T-62A on Prokhorovka. And I wanted to show this game because Prokhorovka can be a pretty difficult map for some players because it does favor medium tanks a lot because it's very wide open in general. And the other two, and for other vehicles, there's really only two places you can viably go, and that's two corridors here. Medium tanks have it a little bit easier than normal than other vehicles because medium tank can really just go to the middle and they have all their room to maneuver as possible. Now going mid has two advantages. Number one, from the middle position you can cover both the hill and the road going along the 1 and 2 lines, so it's a very viable position, as well as like where this Jagdtiger is, you can cover their base. And so being able to cover the enemy's base is also a big advantage. And you're gonna see that I won't even get spotted for the first half of this battle until I actually decide to go and and make myself known. So what we're doing is this team doesn't really put a lot of effort into actually keeping an eye on the middle. You could see their team lists. The only thing that can really counter us in the middle is the 120, the WZ 120. Other than that, we've got a very solid medium comp here, so we definitely will be in control of the middle for this battle. But the enemy team doesn't make much of an effort to cover that middle. So right now, I'm bouncing off of this E75 because honestly, I can't really see how he's angled. He did give me too much of his side there, so I was able to go through. But I just really, I can't see how well he's angled. I'm at a decent distance here, but I see a target that I can much more easily penetrate the Waffle, who gets the hell out of there as soon as he realizes that he's spotted. I switch to HE, but he backs away. So I switch back to AP and finally put one into that E75's lower glacis. Just give me a second. I'm going to turn down my sound just a little bit. Okay. Alright. So now, this is where this position comes in handy. You can see I can have free shots on anyone going up that hill, as long as my guys on the hill are spotting it. And we can see we have plenty of people on that hill spotting it, so I can just have free shots on these guys all day. But the E100 backs off because he knows what that means. So now we're just waiting for more targets to appear. You can see the bat shat in C1 is now this is a problem I didn't really notice until later in the game, but you can see just how terribly understaffed we are on the 1 and 2 line. And with the tanks they have, it's very likely that they're going to push that flank. However, it's not a completely lost cause because, again, we do have 4 medium tanks in the middle of the map that will be able to counter that. Now this WZ-120, unfortunately for the enemy team, donks out here and decides to go full Rambo mode and go right in with all those mediums. Now I don't feel like exposing my position right now, so I'm just gonna sit here because I can see there's already 2 teammates attacking him at once. The WZ kills the M46 Patton, but the Object 430 kills the 120. Now, and if you notice, our artillery is doing our 261 driver just counter batteried two of their enemy artillery pieces without even having them spotted. He just saw where the shots came from and counter-batteried them. So that's 2 artillery out of the picture for the price of 1 medium tank that got lost while that guy was spotting. So overall, a pretty good trade. So, but now there's just 3 of us here in the middle. And now this is where I get spotted because I try to move up to get a shot on that E75, and I can't really tell if I have one or not, so I back off. Oh, never mind. I don't get spotted here. It's a little bit later on, but you could. But that so now that E75 is going up to do what the WZ-120 was doing until he donked out. Now I get spotted, so now I immediately back into cover because I know anyone that has been getting shot at by me is probably going to have at least some attention to the middle, and I don't want to get completely lit up. That is one thing important about playing this position, is that when you get spotted, you need to back off immediately, because if you don't, then you'll get just completely lit up from any position on the map that can fire on there. Now, the reason why I took out those, I switched to HE and fired at that barn because that barn obstructs my shooting position from there. So it's important because that barn obstructs the shooting position from right about here. In case I ever had to fall back, in case I couldn't use this more ideal position anymore, which in general you usually can't, because the reason being is because most of the time more teams will have a way to counter this position, so you'll be getting spotted here. So generally this position isn't as viable as this position is. So I always take out that barn to have shots from that position. However, because there isn't really anything here that can counter me, I mean, the bat shot, yeah, but he's not. He's more focused on spotting the 1 and 2 line. Since there really isn't anything that can counter me here, I'm not too worried. So anyway, there's the FV Hesh monster. Now he's not moving, so I'm assuming right now that he is AFK. You know, he didn't move after I took that shot. So I'm just gonna put some more shells into it now. You can see I zoomed out because I'm trying to see if I'm trying to see the smoke plume that would occur if my shell hit the ground. And so you're gonna see an arty shell also goes in at the same time. You can see that arty streak that just went in. It didn't explode on the ground, so I know he's still there. So I know that he is still in that position. So I'm gonna keep shooting. And as you can see, I managed to take him out. So even though he's AFK, that's still a very dangerous tank out of the fight if he decided to come back. So now the T-110E4, I'm going to snipe his cupola. So we got 3 kills now. I'm doing a good job covering that flank. And it's around this point that I notice just how in trouble that 1 and 2 line is if anyone decides to push. Most of our team is concentrated. Most of our team is concentrated on the 9 and 0 line hill, which is okay for me because I'm getting spots and I'm getting targets to shoot at from this position. But on the other hand, there's no one to cover the flank. I do have some trouble penning the C100 though. He puts himself into a good position where I don't really have many good shots. You could see I switched to high explosive for the waffle after this shot, which misses, again winking out of existence. And the 261 one-shots him, so I switched back to regular armor piercing. Again, it's generally a good idea to switch to high explosive for the Waffenträgers because they're just so soft that you can get a lot more damage out of throwing HE at them. So here's the E100. I miss another shot. Really giving me a hell of a time here trying to penetrate this guy. Nope. Missed that shot. And he disappears, so screw it. And now I realize, okay, there is no one on the 1 and 2 line anymore. The T-54 on our team sees it too. So he's going to go out and try to spot. Now that T-54 does do a good job lighting targets for me, but you notice I'm only down to 15. I only have 15 armor-piercing shells left in the tank. I have 8 high explosive. This is what happens when you get into a good position like this and you kind of just keep firing till your gun can't fire anymore. So I am realizing that, okay, I have to be careful. I can't take any shots that I am not completely sure are going to go through, like that. So picking on moving targets isn't the best option at this range. But the T-62A's gun is pretty effective. So the bat stopped. I'm going to fire at him again, shave off some more HP before he disappears. And again, I'm not going to shoot at anything I can't see because I only have 11 rounds left. So the T-54 is up there spotting. I'm behind him here in this bush. So the enemies really can't see me, especially at this distance with a camo crew trained as well as mine is. I back up a little bit more behind the bush because just in case they get closer, I don't want them to see me. So I'm just going to keep invisi-tanking them from this bush while the T-54 lights them for me. So I'm going to move even further back. Now technically I could even go 15 meters behind. But I opt not to because in case the T-54 goes down, I want to be able to spot my own targets for myself. So the T-57 gets spotted again. T-54 puts one into him. I put one into him. And the T-57 heavy on our team does. So bat shats up. Going to put another shot into him. Now I move out because I see the T-54 just got killed. I want to keep that bat shat away from our artillery. So I'm moving in. I am spotted though, so I do need to be careful. I start moving to the left to give him the impression that I'm going to be coming from that direction. However, as soon as I see that I'm not spotted anymore, I change directions and I go the opposite way. And as you can see, he was waiting for me to come that way. He's not prepared for me to come from this direction. I move up, he misses a shot, I take him out, and keep moving because the artillery, which with an autoloader, has seen me. He does know where I am. You can hear that splash right there. I am being shot at by artillery, and I know that another one's coming. Try to take a shot at the waffle, but no. But our Heshmonster takes him out for the kill anyway. Now I'm only down to 3 armor-piercing rounds, but this battle is pretty much over. So I'm just going to speed this up. E-100 is going to get killed by the T-57 Heavy, and really all that's left to do is hunt artillery. My team is pretty sure that the artillery is in this sector here, so I'm going to go over there to try and light them up. So there's the arty. My team was correct with his positioning, so now we're going to move in and we're going to see if we can take him out.
3 minutes left.
Put a shot into him. He fires clutch and puts one into my gun. I only take a little bit of damage. The first damage I took all game, and we're going to finish this off for 5 kills. Alright guys, that's that battle. Let's take a look at the after action report. Alright, so here's the after action report. You could see that we fired 41 shots, 32 direct hits with 25 penetrations. Not the best shooting on my part. I was really just firing wildly. I was trying to take advantage of that position as much as I could, trying to get as many rounds downrange as possible. Even still, though, we managed to do 7,239 damage. 6,168 of that was done from more than 300 meters away, because again we had some good spotters and we had a superior position with good concealment. We only received 1 hit, 1 penetration from that bat-shot artillery, and we only spotted 1 vehicle, but we did damage 10 and destroyed 5 of those, and we got 1380 assistance damage, so you know, things we tracked, things we lit up, and we traveled 2.84 kilometers. So overall, pretty good game. Prokhorovka generally is much more harder fought for that middle there, and generally to take advantage of that middle position, you need to make sure you don't get countered by medium tanks going to the middle themselves. But because that team really didn't, put a lot of effort to that, we were able to take full advantage of map control and dominate the enemy team. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm probably gonna and I will likely have more coming because I'm finally back into tanks again, so I'm sure you will get more footage soon enough. Also, we've got over 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing to me, so thank you guys so much. I really don't have any way to thank you for that. Really, I mean, I never intended the channel to get big at all, have anyone. I was surprised. I was happy with, with 50 or 100. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.